We're here at the beautiful Tee Golf and Country Club on the sunny Isle of Majorca. The course is looking pristine. 45 players are primed and ready for battle. Welcome to the 2020 Challenge Tour Grand Final.
Yes, the Challenge Tour returns to the stunning Mediterranean island of Majorca for the climax of this year's Road to Majorca. The journey has been a little shorter than normal, but has certainly gathered momentum since the return to golf in July. And a place in Challenge Tour history beckons for the man who wins this week and goes down in history as the 2020 Grand Final champion. Our host venue, Tee Golf and Country Club, is just a short drive away from the Majorcan capital city, Palma. It's an undulating layout with quite a few dogleg holes. Anthony Wall, who played the Challenge Tour before moving up to the European Tour, is alongside me, Dom Hollier, in the commentary box. Anthony, bound to be a few nerves out there, but what sort of test will Tee Golf be for the players?
Well, we have many doglegs out there, so driving the ball in the fairway is paramount. The greens are perfect, so there'll be a few flyers. The rough is pretty patchy, so they've got to be careful of that. It's beautiful out there, sunshine. Scoring will be very low.
Well, in normal times, the top 15 in the Challenge Tour rankings at the end of the Grand Final secure a card for the European Tour. It's a little bit different this year. Still, the top 5 will get some starts on the European Tour next season, so plenty to play for. Let's hear from some of this week's contenders, starting with the man at the top of the Road to Majorca, Germany's Marcel Schneider.
Marcel, you're top of the Road to Majorca. What's been the key to your good form this year?
Well, I practiced quite hard during the winter and had a really good start after that Corona break, after the first one. Yeah, that helps a lot. It gives me a lot of confidence going into the next tournaments. That was the key, I would say, yeah.
Amazingly, no German has ever won the Challenge Tour rankings. What would it mean to you if you were to become the first to do that?
Well, so far I haven't thought about it, to be honest. But now, as you just mentioned it, it would mean a lot, of course, yeah. But I try to not think about that at the moment. I'm trying to look on day for day after the next couple, and yeah, let's see what comes out.
To one of the form men coming into this week, Sweden's Christopher Blomstrand arrives on the back of 4 top 10 finishes in his last 5 starts.
You're 9th in the Road to Majorca. How aware are you of what you need to do to crack into that all-important top 5?
It's like a really good question. Of course, I always have it in my mind. But if I'm focusing on only that one, I don't think it's gonna go well. So I will still do my best, and then we will see what's going on Sunday there.
Welshman David Boot was forced to miss a recent tournament after being contact traced to a positive COVID case, but he finished top 25 last week to earn the very last spot in the Grand Final field.
David, it's been a pretty eventful few weeks for you. Talk us through the frustrations of having to pull out of the first event in Cadiz due to being a contact of someone with coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a bit of a strange situation, and definitely frustrating not to be able to play after not having a tournament for a month or so, kind of sitting at home. But yeah, I guess it's like the times we're in at the moment, and you can't really be too careful. And
Karma smiled on you as well,
yeah.
And you're the last man in the field here at the Grand Final. What are your emotions coming into this week?
yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a nice bonus really, because I wasn't expecting. I thought I might have missed out by literally about €200 in the end on the order of merit. So which is like a quarter of a shot. So I was just pleased to get in, and yeah, nice to have a little free run at it this week and see how we go.
Well, Boot hoping to get off to a fast start and push for a place in the top 5 of the Road to Majorca rankings. Tee Golf and Country Club is in terrific condition. Playing conditions are ideal for this opening round with just a hint of breeze out there. Well, play getting underway at 8:30 local time in the morning, going out in reverse order in terms of Road to Majorca rankings. And David Boot with the honour of hitting the first tee shot of the Grand Final.
Which is a pretty gentle opening hole, quite wide down there, slightly down the hill, which is always nice, I think, for the players.
That's Italy's Enrico Di Nito, 52nd in the rankings, and Sweden's Robin Pedersen, who's 51 on the road to Majorca.
The first group are walking off the first tee behind me, and we are underway at the 2020 Challenge Tour Grand Final.
And we'll pick it up on the par 5 second with Boot, and a birdie putt for the Welshman. Up and running. He would birdie the third hole as well, then dropped a shot at 5, but a decent enough start. Knows he's got to win this week.
Now Donito, she was saying on par 5 the second, so pretty straight away this one. You'll see a few birdies there. Very nicely done. A couple of wins already on the Alps Tour, so having a good season. Looks to be the form horse of the early starters.
News of a Dane, Nicholas Norgard Muller, who made the cut, playing on an invite at the Omega Dubai Desert Classic on the European Tour earlier this season. Tough setup there. He also makes a birdie there at the par 5 second.
Stewart's laid up into the fairway bunker at the par 5. So not ideal, coming from about 100 yards here. Plenty of control on this one, and that's a fine shot. As we all know, that's not easy from a fairway bunker. Up ahead to Christensen for birdie. Just a gentle par 4 up the hill. It's beautifully done. It's quite dewy out there, so the players have to take into account a bit less in distance up the hill. Heavy air early on.
Gudmundur Christensen, 28 years of age, comes from Iceland. He's 46th on the road to Majorca. Made a birdie at the third, and then this into the par 4 fourth. Up the hill, out of the rough. What sort of control can he get on this one?
Yeah, pretty good. Just slightly above the hole, but that'll play just nicely. See the water behind. One of 9 holes that's got some penalty areas around this course, so we've got to be careful this week. Make sure they find the fairway. Stuart ahead here, he's done the right thing. Played away from it. It's quite a tight right-hand pin.
To Harry Ellis, who won the English Amateur Championship and the Amateur Championship itself in 2017. Playing with Stuart ahead, is second into number 4. Can he get it in closer?
And there you see Dom, just a fraction up the hill, plenty of spin early morning. The greens are just slightly softer. You have to take into account 3 or 4 yards of spin. Again, as we look back to Aaron Zemmer, don't think the post is in his way. Made a 6 at the par 5 seconds. So looking to try and get one back here. That's not ideal, but he's coming up the hill. We see a lot of greens this week. They are sloping from back to front.
Over to Henrik Storhed. Long-range birdie putt at the third. Has he got the pace of the greens? Absolutely beautiful putting surfaces here.
Yeah, and good pace. And they really are a great surface. We walked around, didn't we, on Tuesday, and they are just stunning. 45 players in the field as well, so there's not going to be many bobbles out there. Now Zemmer trying to get that early bogey back, coming through the fringe, which is never easy. You never quite know how the ball's going to react when it hits the putting surface, but that is perfect. All about the pace there, just dropped in the left side.
Yep, the Italian back to level par for the championship. Back to the third hole, and Ellis with a birdie putt. No problems at all, so he's off and running. Always good, I guess, Anthony, to get your first birdie of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. As you see there, Harry Ellis doesn't have a caddy, so he's got his thoughts to himself, which is never a bad thing. Now Stuart for par. Sometimes you can surprise yourself if you don't have another input. You just get on with it yourself, and nicely done. That was pretty much a gimme there down the hill. As you see, there's not a lot of chatter going on early in the morning. They're all desperate to get off to a good start.
Best ever finish on the Challenge Tour. a couple of weeks ago in Cadiz for Stourhead, top 5 at the Andalucía Challenge de España. And this is Gudmundur Kristjansson, and that was a nice roll. And that takes Gudmundur Kristjansson to 2 under par, and it takes him into the lead in the early stages of this year's Grand Final from T Golf and Country Club. There he is, one ahead of Boot, Denito, Muller and Harry Ellis. As the last group get underway, England's Richard Mansell, 3rd on the road to Majorca. Last week's winner, Pep Angles from Spain. And the man we heard from at the top of the rankings, Marcel Schneider. Someone doesn't like that in the background, do they? We'll have more from day 1 of the Grand Final when we come back. For the second straight season, the Challenge Tour Grand Final is being staged in Majorca, the Mediterranean island, which offers up high-quality golf and much more besides.
I think for us to be able to hold this competition here is very important, especially because it puts us back on the international golfing map. Well, the Balearics, I would say Majorca is a proper golf destination as such, with 26 golf courses. We have championship courses, we have courses on the mountains, we have courses where you have sea views from 14 holes. You have also courses where you don't see the sea at all, but you see the mountains. So it's very varied. You have also Palma City, which is a very good, place for after golf. It's architecturally, it's very rich. You have a lot of commerce, shops. The complementary offer is very big. So overall, I think we are a destination that in little distance offers a lot of things, with a lot of safety and with a short trip.
Well, T Golf and Country Club is looking a picture on this opening day of the Grand Final as we head out to Kit Alexander with one of the early starters, David Boot.
David, you're in the first group out. Just describe the playing conditions for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty ideal actually, to be fair, out here at the moment. There's no wind. Yeah, it's got fairly warm early on, so yeah, it's nice out here.
How do you assess your performance so far?
Yeah, it's been pretty solid. I've rolled in a couple of nice putts, so yeah, pretty happy so far.
Having seen how the course is playing and how you're playing, do you have a number in mind that's a really nice number to post today?
Not particularly yet. I think just with it being round 1, just kind of trying to keep ticking over one shot at a time, and we'll sort of see what the scoring's like at the end of the day. But
great stuff.
Get a bit more of an idea.
Nice solid start. Keep it going.
Thanks.
Well, here's a man who's enjoying the test here. A birdie start for America's Tyler Koivisto, the former school teacher. And that is another birdie there at 6 to get to 3 under. Won the Northern Ireland Open, supported by the RNA in his very first Challenge Tour start. His first World Rankings event, actually.
Yeah, there's a nice test out there. Have a look at Christian Johansson. Got a sharp dogleg 7. Pin all the way back there, and that's a beauty. Managed to miss those fairway bunkers, which is so key when you're playing uphill. Always tough to get it all the way back there.
Back to the first, and to Richard Mansell, 3rd on the rankings. He's just come out of isolation after 10 days following a positive COVID test. What a start. He'd not seen the course before today. Had to rely on his caddy to do the reconnaissance. And he added a birdie at the 2nd for good measure, so great start for Mansell.
Yeah, in the same group, our rankings leader, Marcel Schneider. Good tidy play, not the longest. And this course will certainly suit him. Beautiful shot. Just double checking his numbers.
Well, Pep Angles, 2nd in the rankings, remember. A winner last week in Cadiz, his first Challenge Tour title. And that's also an excellent shot, and that would lead to his first birdie of the day. So a good start by that final group.
Now, pretty par 3, the 9th up the hill. 199 yards, and Nicholas Muller converts. So important you leave him under the hole, as he did there. Very impressive, Dom.
Yeah, that got him to 2 under par, Anthony. Dropped a shot at the 8th, but he has birdied the 10th. And there he is, now through 16 holes at 3 under par and tied for the lead with Donito and Santiago Tario. Pep Angles has reached the 7th hole. He's actually just dropped a shot at the 6th to fall back to level par. Listen to the sound there. They're just beginning to firm up a little bit, these greens. On it rolls.
Yeah, absolutely. They've definitely got that look in them. A little bit of grain on them as well. They're a really good surface, but they will firm up. Now Snyder in the same group. Quite a determined looking group, as I said earlier. Birdies are plenty. Up the hill at 7. That's just a wrong club, really. Easily done up the hill. As you can see, perfect conditions. There's no excuse for being that far out. Maybe slightly heavy.
Richard Mansell from the fairway bunker. They're not very deep, so shouldn't present too much of a problem.
Yeah, beautiful sand. Small field as well, so really perfect lies for the players this week. 45 in it. That's a beautiful shot up the hill.
Yeah, well done. Let's find out more about the finishing hole here at Tee Golf with Kit.
This is it, the final hole, the 18th, a place where dreams can be made and hearts can be broken. And what a hole it is, 558-yard par 5. It's all downhill, so it is reachable, but there is risk and reward. Get it in play and you open up the chance for an eagle, but look at that water lurking behind me. Any errant shots here and you're staring bogey or double bogey in the face. There will be drama here, whatever the round.
And the hole cut over on the left-hand side today. Now somewhere down there is David Boot, the Welshman.
Yeah, then you see further evidence of the elevation changes round here. That one needs to hang on, Dom.
Well, it's in the penalty area. It looks to be lying okay.
Yeah, same similar position for Donito. Probably in the semi-rough down. There's quite a narrow fairway at 18. Beautiful hole. It's a stunning finish, actually. The last 3 are actually very impressive. Very reachable. And just catches the bunker. That'll test him.
Yeah, he's played a little too safe there, hasn't he? Away from the water. Well, back to 7, and well, a long-range birdie chance for Schneider, but I would suggest that he'd be happy to 2-putt this.
Yeah, very much so. I'm not going to attempt how far that is, but it's got to be at least 60 or 70 feet. And he's certainly left some footage left there for his part.
Well, he is the man with the target on his back. He does lead the Challenge Tour rankings, the Road to Majorca rankings, as we go to Donito out of the sand at 18.
Probably quite a well-used bunker right at 18. Sounded a little bit heavy, but ran out quite well, and there's further evidence the green's starting to firm up. Players are conscious of that. They know the downhill ones will release. That's always nice to know.
Yeah, and it was back down towards the water as well, wasn't it? Boot.
Reasonably good lie, I think. He's actually missed it on the wrong side with the water, but pitching into the upslope, it really does make the difference. So got away with one there, really.
Well, this time at 7 it is Pep Angles, who's tucked up against the collar here.
Yeah, it might possibly just be catching it on the way through. That certainly bobbled, didn't it? Just outside that gimme range.
To close out with a birdie, David Boot at 18. Up and out of it straight away, and that's a rather disappointing finish. Just a par at the last. But it's an opening 69.
Now the nasty bite on his left arm, Richard Mansell. Pretty crafty pitch into this 7th green, left it under the hole, little right to left. Yeah, he looks good. Body language is good, so important in golf. Professional golfers. Looks confident.
There's Connor, who did the reconnaissance. Schneider for par. Well, he's back to level par. Not quite going his way at the moment, but long way to go on this opening day.
Interesting dynamic, isn't it? The two playing together, first and second. It's very hard to focus. You're bound to be looking at what your playing partners do, as we see Angles here.
What would you rather be, the man out front or one giving chase in this scenario?
Good question. I think it all depends how you feel on the week. This man won last week, so clearly he's confident. He'd probably rather be there. But there's certainly two class players.
Yeah, that jumped him a couple of spots in the rankings to number 2. The victory in Cadiz. Here's Denito for a closing birdie. Well done to the Italian. 5 birdies today on the card, just the one drop shot. That came over at the par 3 12th, and he's opened up with a round of 67. Good start to the man from Rome. There he is, alongside Muller. Well, let's hear from the early clubhouse leader with Kit Alexander.
Enrico, how pleased are you with a 4 under par round to get things going here?
I'm really pleased. I mean, here is such a beautiful place, and starting with this round, it's perfect, I think.
5 birdies, just 1 bogey. What did you do well out there?
I mean, pretty much everything. I drive the ball well, I hit pretty good iron shots, and I putted really well too. So, I mean, the game was complete.
Well, that's a good recipe for success, isn't it? Let's go out to 18 again. This time Scott Fernandez coming down the home hole, the Spaniard. Used to be part of the Spanish national ski team before he turned his attention to golf. And he's got a little bit of a slope to come down there.
Easiest hole on the golf course, 18. Now Moller, pretty much from the perfect spot. You want to be down the left-hand side. It opens up the green. He's 4 under, so he's looking for a nice tight finish. A little bit long. He was obviously trying to run it round. It's no question runs in from that right-hand side. That will test him. Just a little bit of wind on, just a fraction. Conditions very similar.
Yeah, you can see the trees in the background there, the olive trees just beginning to move in the breeze as we watch Tyler Koivisto, his 3rd to the par 5 11th. Nice little bit of a zip on that one, and he sets up a good look at birdie.
Now a little bit of pressure on this one. Players are very conscious of the holes they can birdie and eagle. Probably just hitting the wrong club in here, Muller. Knows it's quick, but not quite that quick. It's going to leave him a tricky one for birdie. That just piles on the pressure at the end. You don't want to be giving one away, or a 3-putt will feel like one. You're giving one away, even though it would be a par.
Alexander Knapper, the German, he's a 2-time Challenge Tour winner. He's got an eagle putt here at 11. And that is a more than healthy move from the German. He gets to 4 under. Right in the hunt.
It's got that real bunch feel to it this week for me. And Scott Fernandez across the slope. Probably an easier putt than Moller's a moment or 2 ago. And that's very well judged. Good finish. Back home in 34 for a round of 71 under. Give you some positive vibes going into tomorrow. Nothing better than finish with a birdie on 18. Makes a big difference to your mindset. There it is, round of 70.
Saw the approach shot. Koivisto for the birdie at 11. Very nicely done. What a story, eh? Former school teacher. Decided to give golf a go, went on the mini tours in the States, then over to the Challenge Tour, wins on his first start. Here he is in the grand final. Moller.
Really didn't leave himself very much. That was a nasty one down the hill. Hard to commit the left side. It almost looks like it wants to slope the other way, but a good score nevertheless. 4 under 67. He'll certainly have been wishing for that at the start of the morning.
Yeah, and he climbs alongside Enrico Denito. They share the clubhouse lead. After opening 67s, they've got Knapper for company as well. And we'll have much more from the opening day of the Challenge Tour Grand Final when we come back. Beautiful weather conditions here in Majorca for day one of the Challenge Tour Grand Final as the road to Majorca season comes to a conclusion. This is Andrew Wilson, the Englishman, struggling a bit today. He's 1 over par, playing the par 3-12. Oh, you wouldn't. Oh, what a fine effort from Wilson, who is 10th on the road to Majorca standings, and he's going to tap that one in to move back to level par.
Now Santiago Tarrio, left hand locked under the putting grip, but walks it in. It's his 4th birdie already after 11 holes.
Well, he parred the 12th. He picked up another shot at the 13th, and the Spaniard has moved to the top of the leaderboard. There he is, one clear of Danito Molla, Knapper and Koivisto. Richard Mansell among those giving chase. Let's hear from him with Kit.
Richard, you're bouncing down the fairways. Just how does it feel to be here when it looked like you might not be able to play this week?
Yeah, honestly, it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster the last couple of weeks, honestly, but I just feel grateful. I think that's the right word, to be honest. Kind of didn't want to give myself too many expectations. Just go out and really, I've got to trust my caddy. I'm fortunate to have what I believe one of the best guys out here, and I really trust kind of that he's done his homework, and seems to be paying off so far. So yeah, I'm really enjoying being out of here.
What do you think of the course from what you've seen
Love
of
it,
it
mate.
now?
Absolutely love it. It's immaculate condition. Kind of, I'd heard good things, and obviously I'm seeing it for the first time, so every hole I'm like, right, come on, what we got here, kind of thing. But yeah, no, greens are amazing. You can hold putts out here, and I think scoring's, I actually haven't looked, but I think the scoring should be pretty good, to be honest.
And just finally, without having had to practice for the best part of 2 weeks, how pleased are you by your under par start?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, if you're in the red, that's always a positive. I got off to quite a perfect start, to be honest, and it was kind of just had to laugh about it, really. Yeah, I feel really in control of my golf ball. Got some good work in last night and this morning. And yeah, I'm happy with what I've done so far, to be honest. I want to keep it going now.
Great stuff, Richard. Keep it going.
Cool. Thanks, mate.
Sounds very, very positive, doesn't he? He said it felt like Christmas when he was allowed out of his hotel room following his isolation due to the COVID positive test. And that's a nice touch from Tarrio, one of the easier holes on the course, the 14th, so a good chance, and he's looking to take advantage.
Now Matthew Baldwin from England. You see his caddy there, Ferret, used to caddy for Siriano Ballesteros. Caddy for me once, long time ago. Good man to have on the bag, steady influence, a little bit wayward there, really not what he was looking for with a wedge up the hill.
Well, we've heard from him, and here is Richard Mansell, his 3rd to the par 5 11th. Beautiful. Oh, you wouldn't, would you? Oh, so close to an eagle 3, it's going to be a guaranteed 4, and Mansell is going to move to 4 under par.
Now back up to Baldwin. Like I was saying, these guys are really trying to get their wedges inside 12 feet or so. Really outside that magic number. Never really online for Baldwin.
Comes here with a bit of form, Anthony.
Yes, he does.
Share a 2nd place last week in Cadiz. And, well, that's a nice little walk, and they're the putts you like, aren't they?
Yeah, even if it is slightly downhill. He's obviously missed the game, hasn't he?
He needs to take more time off, clearly.
He's all excited.
Well, that's a terrific performance. Goes to show, doesn't it, sometimes, you know, when you're up against it, you haven't seen the course, just go out there, your caddy points you round, off you go. It is another birdie for Tarrio, so he gets it to 6 under par. Unusual putting style, but seems to be effective.
Just a little tap in for Baldwin. Touch with the wides, but no damage done. And we'll head up to the par 3, just round the other side of the clubhouse here at T Golf Country Club. Players are loving it out there. It is beautiful. Perfect weather also.
I can tell you that Sweden's Bjorn Hellgren eagled the 18th. He shot a round of 66 to claim the clubhouse lead. Well done him. as we go to the man who leads the tournament. Tario uphill at the par 3, 15th.
Can only really see half of the pin, so it's not an easy shot. A little bit of fraction of noise behind the clubhouse, and what a shot that is. That is perfect. It's the first time these guys have been playing in front of anyone for quite a while. There's one or two having lunch in the clubhouse, clearly helpers out there. Now Baldwin up the hill. Should only really be a soft 8-iron, 162 yards, and another excellent shot in there.
They seem to be helping each other along out there, don't they? You quite often see that in golf as we go to 12, and Mansell.
Yeah, that's very important. This is where the pressure is out there, I would say, the last group. These three guys.
Well, you wouldn't know it from listening to that man, would you? And you wouldn't know it from watching that shot. Another good chance there for Mansell over to Baldwin.
Yeah, it's all got good chances. This one's slippery, one left to right. Played on tour for a few years, Matt, so he knows what it takes to get back out onto the big show. Of course, suits him this week, Dom, for me. Straight off the tee, good putter.
11th on the road to Majorca, so he knows he needs a big week to climb inside the top 5. Well, we saw the tee shot. Can Mansell convert? This is for 2 in a row.
Yeah, beautifully done. Sort of 8-9 feet. They're the ones the pros love to hold. Just drop them in the left side. He does look confident, very relaxed. He's just happy to be back out there, I would say. Had a tough couple of weeks.
Up to 15, birdie putt for Tario.
Quite an unusual putting grip as we saw. And that was a real waft, wasn't it? And often you see on the low side, it runs twice as far really than it should do. And all of a sudden you're staring down something that's twice as long. And you see the left-hand grip almost blocking the right. Quite unusual. Just 2 in a row, Dom. The head just came up.
Ouch. A 3-putt bogey 4 for Tario. He was looking to go too clear at the top. He's now back in the pack. There he is alongside Bjorn Helgren and Richard Mansell at 5 under par. And when we come back, we'll see how the leaders in the Road to Majorca rankings finish off their opening rounds. From the start in 1995, the Grand Final has provided drama, excitement, joy and heartache. In the first edition, Spain's Francis Valera claimed victory and jumped 19 places in the rankings to earn a golden ticket to the European Tour. After narrowly missing out the previous year, a future Open champion, Henrik Stenson, came out on top in the Millennium season in Cuba. He won by 5 shots. It was the same margin of victory for Englishman Richard Bland in 2001, as he fired a back 9.29 to claim his first Challenge Tour title. Another Englishman, James Hepworth, won at San Domenico Golf in Italy in 2006, jumping 26 spots to earn a European Tour card as a result. And at the same venue the following year, an emotional Mike Lorenzo Vera got his first professional victory and topped the season-long rankings as the Frenchman earned his promotion to Europe's top tier. It was a dream come true for Italy's Andrea Pavan when he won on home soil in 2011, as Andrew Johnston, Sam Walker and Pelle Edberg all made big moves to earn their European Tour cards too, and a fresh-faced Tommy Fleetwood was crowned Challenge Tour #1.
Okay, I'll be the boss. Cheers, Tommy. Appreciate that.
As the Grand Final returned to Dubai and Al Badia Golf Club for the second season, Benjamin Hebert claimed his 3rd win of the campaign as Andrew Beef Johnston finished top of the 2014 rankings. After 3 years in Oman, Ras Al Khaimah staged the season finale in 2018, where Spain's Adrià Naus secured his first Challenge Tour title, and along with rankings winner JB Hansen, celebrated with the graduating class of 2018. 2 years on, a new champion will be crowned, earning a place in Challenge Tour history. Well, there's a long way to go before we crown the champion. Day one of the Challenge Tour Grand Final from Tea Golf and Country Club. This is Englishman Matt Ford. He stands fourth on the rankings, hoping to finish top 5, of course, and that's a nice birdie at 15. That's 2 in a row for Ford as he moves it to 3 under par.
The experienced Alexander Canappa. Birdie putt down the hill here at 18. So close. Really looking to get a score in the 60s. He would sign pretty nicely for a 68, even with a par there at 18. That's a great start moving forward into Friday.
Tyler Koivisto from the United States with a birdie putt at 18, and that's a round of 67 for him. So that's an excellent start to the week. There were a couple of drop shots on the card, but plenty of birdies as well.
Going long here at 15 for Mansell, which was the only one we saw. And that would trundle on and lead to a bogey. His first of the day, sadly. Just the club out there up the hill of the par 3.
Yeah, left himself in a top spot, didn't he? On and on it goes.
Good bogey, Dom.
To Tario at the 16th, looking to bounce back after his bogey at that par 3 15th. No birdie there, but he did get one at the 17th, which moved him to 6 under par and to the top of the leaderboard, one clear of Bjorn Helgren, who made not one but 2 eagles today on his round.
Bjorn, what was the key to your 5 under par round today?
I'd say good putting. I made some pretty long putts, made 2 eagles, so that kind of helps. But it was good driving, really good driving with driver. 3-wood was, but I need to hit the range soon to figure out my irons.
A little bit of an up and down closing stretch for Santiago Tario, and he's been in trouble off the tee at the 18th, the closing par 5. That was his 4th shot. Not the way he would have hoped to finish on this hole where so many players are making birdies. 1 or 2 are making eagle as well. As we hop over to the 16th and the 2nd shot up the hill into this par 4 for Mansell.
Yeah, one of the 2 greens that really run away from you. You've got to be careful with that back pin there at 16. Pretty good job there.
Schneider's been a struggle today, hasn't it? 1 over par for the rankings leader, the road to Majorca leader.
Yeah, tough mindset. Quite know really where your game's at. Do you attack? Do you defend? You are leading.
Who knows?
Yeah, you got to push, I think. Just keep doing exactly what he's done all season. Playing some good golf.
Try and get under par by the end of the round. That will be his target, no doubt about that, as we go quickly to Matthew Baldwin at the 18th.
Clearly not a good lie there. There's no way he would have bumped that up there if he obviously had a sandy one. It's an exit point of the green. He'll be looking to make the 4 there.
Chance here for Mansell. This to get to 5 under and to make amends for the mistake at 15. Good effort.
And even late in the day, Dom, you can see guys are hitting it past the hole. These are the ones that are scoring well. These are the ones at the top of the rankings. Now, par putt for Tario, not what he was hoping for. I'm not quite sure why he was in so much trouble. It's quite a wide tee shot, all funnels down, all tunnels down there. And what an effort. Great try. Would have been stealing one there.
Still, that's going to be, well, at best, 1 drop shot for Tario, and let's hope it is just the 1 gone. I can tell you Mansell has tapped in for his par at 16. This is Schneider for the birdie.
And the greens are perfect. You can see that sun's starting to drop, just rolling beautifully. And he'll be now looking to finish under par.
3rd birdie of the day for the German. He's got an excellent chance at this closing hole. Let's see if Baldwin can take advantage at 18.
Yeah, good up and down. That's also 3 birdies for him in the last 6. Good score, 67. Probably be a little bit better than he expected. Off and running for the Englishman.
Yeah, nice stuff. Good finish for him last week. And bringing that form here, as we mentioned. Tario taps in for his bogey at the last couple of drop shots in the closing 4 holes, but 7 birdies as well. And it is a round of 66 for the Spaniard. He's at the top alongside Helgren.
Santi, how pleased are you by a 66 to start things off this week?
Okay, I play very well today. Nice day, no wind. I play so nice every hole. I miss 2 or 3 putts, but I make another 2 or 3 longs. Okay, my game today was correct, and I hope in the next 3 days it's the same swing and same feeling with my golf.
Matt Ford, pretty consistent day, just the 1 drop shot on his card. 4 birdies as well. Could it be 5? Not quite. So a round of 68 to start the week for the man who lies 4th in the road to Majorca. Got a bit of a target on his back and he's done well.
Yeah, he's looking solid. It's a game of feelings, as we know. Interesting comments we just heard. Down the hill for Mansell. Not really played much golf the last couple of weeks, so hard to know what he's feeling, but going along beautifully.
Well, no birdie for him at the 17th. He made his par, as did Schneider. And here's the German coming down the last. It's a bit of an Arnold Palmer move.
Yeah, he's really trying to hold that face up and try and cut it as much as possible. Completely blind. And pretty much, I would say, his shot of the day.
That is excellent, isn't it? Really is. He was a long way back.
And there you can see the terrain. Richard Mansell really probably picking out a tree, or maybe the top of the mounting up there. Players are looking down the right-hand side. Just carry the right-hand bunker and run it in, and that's perfect. Just needs to stay underneath the tip. And again, pretty much all he could do from there, really. It is a par 5 after all.
So I've got a couple of eagle chances there for Schneider and for Mansell. It's the Englishman first away.
Yeah, down the hill, left to right, Don. We've seen this one a few times today. It's not as quick as some have thought, I should say, and hard to tell, but a little bit left there. Always tough in the setting sun.
Yeah, a little conservative, but he can be very pleased coming out of isolation after that COVID positive test. Schneider, then he'll have had a good look at the putt of Mansell.
Yeah, very much so. It's almost like a second serve in tennis. There you see the evidence of seeing one before you. Great try from 20 feet down the hill.
Well, it hasn't been the sort of day that Pep Angles had hoped for, last week's winner. But can he round it off with a birdie at 18? I'm afraid it's been that sort of a day. Just a par. And that is an opening 73 for the man who lies 2nd. Comes into the week anyway, lying 2nd on the road to Majorca. Look at that, just 1 birdie today.
Pretty much a tap-in for Mansell to finish his day. He's got to be really, really happy. We heard how he was nervous starting out, and that's purely because he hadn't prepared at all for this week. And what a great score, 66. Rightly so.
Maybe an extra little bonus to his caddy Connor for doing the great reconnaissance work. Schneider. Yeah, well done. That's 2 birdies in the last 3 holes. And he does finish under par on this opening day. So Schneider will go into day 2, 4 off the lead. It's a 3-way tie at the top, among them Richard Mansell, the Englishman.
I had an awful warm-up, and honestly, I was saying to a couple of guys, I've never been so nervous on the first tee, just because I was like, I didn't think I was going to keep it on the golf course kind of thing, but hit a great drive, birdie the first, birdie the second. It was like, oh, hang on. So yeah, just kind of really enjoyed it. Made 1 mistake, made bogey because of it. Didn't let it annoy me, and just happy to birdie the last and top off a good round of golf.
A very good round of golf in the circumstances, and these are the projected Road to Majorca rankings. If it stays like it is, if Mansell were to win this week, then he will be the Road to Majorca champion.
That's it for day one at Tee Golf and Country Club. It's been a cracking opening round, plenty of birdies. There's a three-way tie at the top on 5 under par. Join us tomorrow for second round highlights.